Hi, I'm Roy from Roy's Garage. Today I'm going to be working on a 2005 Toyota Corolla 1.8 liter automatic. I'm going to show you how to replace the front brake pads and rotors. These are the tools I'm going to be using today to do this job. A hood prop, rubber mallet, a 14 and 17 millimeter wrench, 8 millimeter wrench, small flat tip screwdriver, brake caliper piston compressor, Phoenix brake flusher, air gun, brake clean, suction ball, anti-seize, ceramic grease. These are the parts I'm going to be using today to do this job. Front brake pads, front rotors, and a .3 brake fluid. First, we're going to be opening up the bleeder screw. Okay, we'll be tightening it up. I'm going to be removing the caliper. There's these two 14 millimeter bolts I got to remove. Okay, so I'm going to be removing the caliper. So I'm going to be hanging it up with a wire. Okay, so I'm going to be removing the caliper mount. There's two 17 millimeter bolts I got to remove. Removing the rotor. So I'm going to be removing the pads from the caliper mount. So I'm going to be compressing the piston in the caliper. Okay, so I'm going to be opening up the bleeder screw. Okay, so I'm going to be compressing the piston in. So I'm going to be hanging my caliper back on. So I'm going to be cleaning my rotor with some brake clean, just in case there's any oil on the rotor. And if you notice, this rotor is coated, a black coating. Leave it on. When you road test the vehicle, you're going to hear a grinding sound. All of this coating is coming off. That's normal. Eventually the grinding sound will go away, and then you'll be good to go. I'm going to be installing my rotor. So I'm going to be putting some anti-seize right around the hub. Put my rotor on. Then I'm going to get one bolt. I'm just going to bolt it down, just so the rotor doesn't wobble around. So I'm going to be lubricating the caliper mount. So I'm going to be removing the pins. Cleaning it up. Put some ceramic grease right in here. Put some ceramic grease on my pins. So I'm going to be lubricating the hardware. I'm going to be reusing the old hardware. There is new hardware that comes with the kit. If your old ones are good, just reuse it. If you put the new ones in, a lot of times it doesn't fit good and wants to fall out. So if your old hardware is good, just reuse it. So I'm going to be installing the caliper mount. Okay, I'm going to be installing the pads. But before I install them, I'm showing you the thickness between the old pad and the new pad. This old pad is all worn out, really thin. So we're going to be adding a little ceramic grease to the back side. So we're going to be lubricating the caliper. Put a little bit grease on the piston. We're going to be putting it on. And now we're going to be flushing out the brake system. So I'm going to be sucking out the brake fluid from this brake master. I got to be removing this screen. So I'm going to be sticking a vacuum hose in this master, sucking out all the brake fluid. So I'm going to be flushing out my brake system. I'm going to be using my Phoenix brake flusher. I'm going to be pumping fresh brake fluid from my caliper up to my master. Okay, we're going to be flushing it out with about half a bottle of brake fluid. Okay, so now I'm going to be sucking out the brake fluid again from my reservoir. Okay, we're going to be filling up the reservoir with brake fluid. Okay, so don't forget to put your screen in. Okay, so I'm going to start up the engine. So I'm going to be pumping my brake pedal up and down no more than halfway until I feel pressure. So that feels good. So I'm going to be using my hood prop. I'm going to be positioning my hood prop one against the brake pedal and the other side against the seat to pressurize the system. Now we're going to be bleeding the brake. So I'm going to be opening up my bleeder screw. Make sure there's no air inside. Okay, that looks good. So lock it up. Put some water. Fill it down with air. I'm going to pressurize the brake system again with my hood prop. So I'm going to be removing the hood prop. I'm going to be putting it back on to pressurize the brake system. Now we're going to be checking for leaks. So pressurize the system about 15-20 seconds. So far over here looks dry and you're good to go. So that's how you replace the front brake pads and rotors. If you have any questions, comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up and I see you in the next video. Aloha.